Continue with the theme of two. Here's Two Pina Coladas by Garth Brooks. Move through the Facebook fan page. If you want to become a member, go to Facebook and become a member of the Batavia Muckdogs Facebook fan page.
I was watching the news when this fella came on the team. He said, I'm telling you that science has proved that heartaches are given by the sea. That got me going without even knowing. I'm packed right up and rolled down. Now I'm on a roll and I swear in my soul, I'm not gonna paint this
Plus, right off the Facebook page, here's some DJ Easy Rock.
All right, Muckdogs fans, we've got our local Batavia High Prep, and they're going to be playing band in the stands. Oh, they're going to be playing Star Wars for us. So after, let's give them a nice Muckdog round of applause, okay?
And welcome back to Game 2 of our doubleheader this evening between the Batavia Muckdogs and the Auburn Doubledays. And let's take a look at the starting lineups really quick. First for the visitors in the Auburn Doubledays, as announced by manager Ben Julian. Leading things off will be the shortstop Carson Gross. Batting second will be the extra hitter Hazel Martinez. Batting third, the right fielder Tommy Roldan. Batting fourth will be the designated hitter Bobby Stang. Batting fifth, the first baseman Garrett Prosper. Batting sixth, with the left fielder Christian Melillo. Batting next will be A.J. Wenrich, the center fielder. Batting eighth will be the catcher Jake Bolin. Batting ninth will be the second baseman Michael Woolley. And rounding off the order, batting 10th, the third baseman James Mason. And for the Batavia Muckdogs, as announced once again by manager Joey Martinez, will be Josh Leadham, the right fielder Chad Falcom, the extra hitter Anthony Calabro in center field. Adam Agresti will be doing the designated hitting. Giuseppe Arcuri, he'll be playing second base. Matt DiStefano will be out in left field. Sean Ladd will be over at first base. Victor Alongi will be over at third base. And Bryce Mortellaro will be doing the catching. And rounding off the order, the shortstop, Lucas Lopez. We're just about to get set here for Game 2 as we got a little pregame preparations on the field and the promotional staff. So we'll be right back to first pitch coming up next here on the Doubleday Sports Network.
Prosper, first base. Batting sixth and playing left field, number 12, Christian Melillo. Melillo, left field. Batting seventh, the center fielder, number 3, A.J. Wenrich. Wenrich, center field. Batting eighth, the catcher, number 15, Jake Bolin. Bolin, catching. Batting ninth and playing second base, number 23, Michael Woolley. Woolley, second base. Batting 10th, the third baseman, number 9, James Mason. Mason, third base. And the starting pitcher tonight for Auburn in this second game is number 37, Huxley Holcomb. Holcomb starting for the Auburn Doubledays. Now, fans, the first thing I'd like to do this evening is welcome the number 1 in-game host that we have in the league. Let's welcome Johnny Dog.
How are you, Muckdog fans? I gotta hear more noise than that. I can't hear you. How are you, Muckdog fans? There we go. That's what I like to hear. We're facing the Auburn Doubledays. More like double losses, am I right? Yeah, double losses. All right, let's go Dogs!
Fans, tonight your Muckdogs are joined on the field by the Turnbull Heating and Air Baseball Buddies from Byron Virgil. Let's have a nice hand for them. And now let's make some noise as I introduce to you the starting lineup for your 2023 Batavia Muckdogs, brought to you by Tompkins Bank of Castile. The Muckdogs are managed by Joey Skip Martinez. Assistant coach Thomas Eaton. Your Muckdogs clubhouse manager is Eric Mozicki. And tonight's HP Hood Bat Boys and Girls are Josh Loriano and Cleet Krista. And now here's the starting lineup for your Batavia Muckdogs. Leading off, playing right field, number 16, Josh Leadham. Leadham, right field. Batting second, tonight's extra hitter, number 11, Chad Falcon. Falcon, extra hitter. Batting third, the center fielder, number 18, Anthony Calabro. Calabro, center field. In the cleanup spot, the designated hitter, number 23, Adam Agresti. Agresti, DH.
Batting fifth and playing second base, number 88, Giuseppe Arcori. Arcori, second base. Batting sixth and playing left field, number 45, Matt DiStefano. DiStefano, left field. Batting seventh and playing first base, number 25, Sean Ladd. Ladd, first base. Batting eighth, the third baseman, number 24, Victor Alonji. Alonji, third base. Batting ninth and catching, number 44, Bryce Mortellaro. Mortellaro catching. Batting tenth and playing shortstop, number 36, Lucas Lopez. Lopez, shortstop. And the starting pitcher for your Muckdogs in game two, number 40, Julian Pichardo. Pichardo starting for your Batavia Muckdogs. Fans, I'd like you to please stand at this time for the singing of God Bless America, performed this evening by Batavia High School senior Abby Herbelt.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Now we'd like to ask that you please remain standing and remove your hats for the singing of our national anthem, performed once again by Abby Herbelt.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have several ceremonial first pitches this evening. Fans, tonight's a very special night. It is Batavia Blue Devils night, and our first pitch this evening will be thrown out by a very special person who has supported not only the Batavia Blue Devils, but the Batavia Muckdogs as well. That first pitch is going to be thrown here along the third baseline. Tonight's first pitch was by Batavia's own Rick Ruhlman. Rick will be presented a plaque this evening, which is inscribed with this wording. Rick is a Batavia High School member, class of 1976, and he's been an essential and beloved figure in the history of Batavia sports. Whether on the sidelines, in the locker room, from the press box, or in the stands, Rick has enriched and encouraged Batavia athletes in countless ways over the past half-century. For his labors of love, Rick was inducted in the Batavia Blue Devils Athletic Hall of Fame in 2007. Tonight, the Batavia Blue Devils and the Batavia Muckdogs would like to thank Rick Ruhlman for a lifetime of service. Rick, you have made Batavia a better place. Now for tonight's second ceremonial pitch, Nick Pelton will be throwing out the first pitch in honor of all the current and past Batavia CSD retirees. We'd also like to congratulate Eileen Ondaby, Jane Palladino, and Kristen Prospero for being in attendance this evening as they are retiring this year. Our thanks to all the retirees who have done what they've done to enhance the education of the students and being a trusted adult to so many current students and alumni. And now, fans, if you turn your attention to around first base, we are excited that the Rue Ranch is here at the park today with their ceremonial first pitch. The Rue Ranch is a partnership between the area's favorite farm, Stokey Farms, with all their activities, and Two Barn Farm. Together, the Rue Ranch offers private animal encounters at your home or business and at Stokey Farms. Today, Zach the Zebu and Tammy and Suzanne from Stokey Farms will be doing that honorary first pitch. But oh wait, what is that? That's not a baseball, what the heck? No folks, it is a three-banded armadillo. Wrong pocket, I guess. There we have it, the baseball and tonight's ceremonial first pitch. The Rue Ranch was out front. If you didn't get to see them on your way in, they brought some of their favorite animals to the ballpark today, including a baby kangaroo. And you don't see those often, so if you have a chance, check them out on the web at therueranch.com. Once again, therueranch.com.
Well, I thought we've seen it all when it comes to pregame ceremonies, but the Batavia Muckdogs have certainly taken it to a whole new level as we had a ceremonial first pitch from what I can only assume is a miniature-sized cow walking off the first baseline, heading for the Auburn dugout and out into the rest of the crowd. Here we are back for game two between the Batavia Muckdogs and the Auburn Doubledays. Here on a little bit of a nice little delay here between two games as we're just about to get underway for first pitch. And let's take a look at the starter lineup once again for the Doubledays as announced by manager Ben Julian. Leading things off will be Carson Gross, the shortstop, batting second. Will be the extra hitter Hazel Martinez batting third. Will be the right fielder Tommy Roldan batting fourth. Will be the designated hitter Bobby Stang batting fifth. Will be the first baseman Garrett Prosper batting sixth. Will be the left fielder Christian Melillo batting seventh. Will be the center fielder AJ Winrich batting eighth. Will be the catcher Jake Bolin batting ninth. Will be the second baseman Michael Woolley, and rounding off the order batting 10th will be the third baseman in James Mason. They got some work cut out for them here in game two, looking to first of all get a split here on a doubleheader. They're going to have to face off against Julian Pichardo on the mound from Tampa Bay, Florida. He goes to the University of Fort Lauderdale for the Muckdogs so far this year. He's appeared in 2 wins, got the decision in one of them, has so far 1-0 on the season, a 1.50 ERA, 2 games, got 2 starts in 12 innings pitched. He struck out 18 batters. He has yet to walk a batter. So for the Doubledays tonight, they are going to need to get ready to swing. A lot of strikes are coming. and they are going to see a plenty full of that as we are just about to get underway. The catcher throw down from Bryce Mortellaro, and here comes Carson Gross digging himself into the left-hand batter's box. Switch hitter batting from the left-hand side with the right-hander Pichardo on the mound. We are set here for Game 2 here inside Dwyer Stadium between the Batavia Muckdogs and the Auburn Doubledays as Pichardo comes set, and the first pitch delivered on the way to Carson Gross is a fastball running up and away, and we are underway here in Game 2. Auburn dropped a tough one in Game 1, dropped it by a final score of 9-0. Doubledays were only able to muster 2 hits on offense, as the 1-0 to Gross is, that one just taken on the outside corner for a called strike 1-1. Carson so far this year batting .286 in the leadoff spot. We've seen him either batting 1 or batting 10 as the second leadoff. Abstado takes a breath, and the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Gross cuts through a fastball, and he's down 1-2. 4 hits on the summer so far. 1 walk, and he's been hit a couple of times. See if he can do anything to lead off here in the top half of the first inning. Remember, these games are only 7 innings. Pichardo, the pitch. Fastball runs up and away for ball 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rare doubleheaders here in the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League season. These were all a part of weather-delayed games, either smoked out or rained out. As Pichardo comes set, here's the 2-2 pitch on the way to Gross as he fouls that one back to the netting. And we'll try it again at 2-2. Well, most major league, at least in the most major league settings, doubleheaders usually call for splits. At least for the Doubleday's sake, they hope that is the case tonight. Pichardo comes set, takes a look in. The 2-2 pitch to Gross is a fastball that misses up and away for ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And just like that, Gross has worked from an 0-2 down to a 3-2. Hazel Martinez awaits on deck, hopefully with a runner on first. Set at the ear. Takes a look in, closed off. The 3-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a good slider cut on and miss by Carson Gross. And there's one away here in the top half of the first inning. Well, I'll bring up Hazel Martinez. He went 0 for 3 in Game 1. Dropped that average down to a .231, 6 hits on the summer. 2 of those being doubles as the first pitch misses outside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Sunshine kind of breaking through the clouds over down the left field line, but has since been kind of mustered away from the dark and stormier gray clouds in the area as Martinez fouls one right back to the screen to even up the count at 1-1. Lights have been in now full effect here. They have been turned on all around the ballpark as well as up here inside the booth. Take a look here at Dwyer Stadium. It's 325 down the lines. And to get to grown folks territory in dead center field, it is 400 feet. Looks like you have to hit it over the second bit of advertising in the walls here. A little similar to how it plays out in Falcon Park. Mentioned earlier in the broadcast in Game 1 that both of these ballparks are pretty much carbon copies of each other. Pitch, fastball, catches the knees of Martinez and now is down 1-2. We also mentioned that Falcon Park predates Dwyer Stadium here in Batavia by about 10 years. 1927 is when Falcon Park was first built as a wooden stadium as Martinez sends a high fly ball out to center field. Calabro moving over, puts the squeeze on it, and the Doubledays have 2 away here in the top half of the first inning, and that will bring up the Virginia commit, Tommy Roldan. Well, Doubledays offense looking for something to get started here as they were shut out in Game 1, a rare shutout, might we add, and that's the first time the Auburn Doubledays haven't been able to push a run across in a ball game. The last time they were close to flirting with a shutout loss was back in Elmira, back a week ago as the first pitch slider gets a swing and a miss by Roldan. Takes a nod of his head before looking at his bat, digging himself back into the left-hand batter's box. Infield shifted more towards Roldan's pull side with Giuseppe Alcurri playing deep into the 4-hole as the pitch misses downstairs and low for ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Slowly and surely, those night skies will start to get a little bit deeper back in the distance. Wind calm, nothing blowing in from the outfield. Still at a cool 65 degrees. The pitch, changeup, misses downstairs for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Well, Don looking to keep that hitting streak alive. Was able to get a knock in the last game back in the 7th inning. 2 balls and a strike, 2 away. The pitch in the dirt for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. And let's see how Pichardo wants to deal with Tommy Roldan here. If he wants to try and challenge him with a fastball, or if he wants to try and nibble the corner still, I would put a 2-out base runner on for Bobby Stang, Doubleday's RBI leader. Here's the 3-1. Looks a little slider, a little wrinkle, catches the knees for a called strike 2, and Roldan now has to work to a full count. Well off the bag, Victor Alagoni over off the third base bag, playing deep in the 6-hole. Playing right up the middle is Lucas Lopez. 3-2 pitch on the way to Roldan, swing and a pop-up. Heading out over our heads, and it might hear a thud. That one falls back behind into the concession stand, and, well, like we've seen all day, a horde of kids start running around looking for a free souvenir to take home with them. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away, Doubledays in the top half of the first inning here in Game 2 of our doubleheader. Pichardo set at the rubber, closed off stance from him working on the first base side. Little pause, the 3-2. Swing, line drive roasted down the right field line, and that's going to head into the bullpen. Roldan not fooled by that fastball. Might not get another one of those pitches again this at-bat. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. A couple of quick outs. Carson Gross strikeout to lead off the ball game, and then Hazel Martinez flew out to center field. Pichardo, he comes set. Looks in to Roldan. Here's the 3-2 on the way. Check swing. Does he go around? No, he does not. Flips the bat back to the first base dugout, and that is the first walk surrendered by Julian Pichardo this season, and that will bring up Bobby Stang.
Batting fourth, designated hitter number 30, Bobby Stang.
Oh, it's good to see Bobby Stang back in the Doubledays lineup. Yep. Last time he was in the order, went over 4, but did get an RBI in the ball game versus Newark. A walking doubles machine so far this season. Has hit 7 hits. 4 of those have been for doubles. First pitch fastball runs up near the hands for ball 1. 1 ball and no strike. Well, let's see what Roldan, how aggressive he is here with 2 outs. Does have the oven mitt on his left hand. Works a pretty healthy lead over there at first base. Little pause. Couple of nods. The 1-0. Fastball runs up and in for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Oh, for these starters, it's going to be a little bit of an interesting routine for them. Normally they get to the ballpark a lot earlier, get their stretching in, start their long toss early, and kind of have a chance to get settled in. But in a doubleheader scenario like this, you get to the ballpark a lot earlier than you usually would. And you kind of just have to sit around and find a way to stay active. 2-0. Swing and a foul back to the screen. Stang was just behind on that fastball. And he'll have to try it here at 2 balls and a strike. Well, that's going to be a key to the game for the Doubledays. Your pitcher's going to fall behind. Take advantage of a 2-0 or a 3-1 fastball over the heart of the plate and see what you can do with it. Stang was just a little tardy on that one. Good lead by Roldan. Little pause. There he goes and breaks down as the ball is bounced in the dirt, gets away from Bryce Mortellaro. And moving up to second is Tommy Roldan. So a little fake steal and then ultimately pays off. Ball was spiked in the dirt, and now Bobby Stang has a 3-1 count and an opportunity to drive in the Doubledays' first run of the entire day. So Doubledays able to get a runner in scoring position here in the first inning. Roldan was able to work a walk and now moves up to second on the wild pitch. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 away. Bobby Stang, the batter, ready. Good bend at the knees. The 3-1. Swing and a foul ball sent out of play down the first base side. And I'll have to battle from 3-2 now. Gets a new baseball. Julian Pichardo making his way back to the rubber. Gives a couple of swipes. Takes a look here at Mortellaro. Leans in for his sign. Bobby Stang leans back into that wide base stance. Roldan, healthy lead at second base. Here comes the 3-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball into right field. Moving in on it is Josh Leadham. He puts it away to retire the side. Doubledays work a walk and then a runner to scoring position, but nothing doing after that. We go to the bottom half of the first inning. Doubledays 0 and the Muckdogs coming up.
Genesee County Chamber of Commerce Business of the Year. They're Batavia's #1 rated used car dealer. Find them on the web, PellegrinoAutoSales.com. And fans, tonight's 50-50 will benefit the Batavia Community Schools Foundation. Make sure to stop by their table by the concourse and get your tickets. The winner will be announced tomorrow between 9 and 1 at Interactive Health Fest at Robert Morris School. Now let's send it down to Johnny Dog. All right, fans, I've got Andrew here. He's going to read out the Horizon Health Fact. Take it away, Andrew.
Lives on the street, clean, but not the house and mind. You know the objects in your house. Oh, that. Trigger negative thoughts or habits.
All right, let's give it up to Andrew for Horizon Health Fact.
And welcome back to Dwyer Stadium as the Doubledays take the field here on defense in the bottom half of inning number 1. Let's take a look at how they'll line up here behind Huxley Holcomb, making his first start of the PGCBL season, going from left to right. Christian Malillo, AJ Wenrich, Tommy Roldan, they man the outfield. James Mason, Carson Gross, Michael Woolley, anchored by Garrett Prosper at first base, and the battery tonight, Jake Bolin behind the plate, and Huxley Holcomb on the mound for the Doubledays. Well, Holcomb has only pitched one game for the Doubledays so far. That was in the 2-3 loss out in Elmira. Came in to pitch 3 innings in relief, gave up 1 run. It was earned, 1 hit, 1 walk, struck out 4 in 12 batters faced. Opponents only hitting 100 off him so far this year. Bolin sends a throw down to second base. And let's get this party started here on the defensive side for the Doubledays. As leading things off, Josh Leadham will step in for the Muckdogs. Huxley Holcomb, incoming freshman to Cornell. Making his first start of the summer. The first pitch is a fastball that dots the outside corner for a called strike 1. And Huxley Holcomb will get the Doubledays defensive alignment underway. Here's the 0-1. Fastball will blow past off the inside corner of Leadham, having to back out of the way. Holcomb, a tall, lanky left-hand pitcher. Standing a tall 6'5" on the mound. 1-1. Swing, fly ball. Hit well out to center field, but right in the range of A.J. Wenrich. He's there, put the squeeze on it. And there's out number 1 here in the bottom half of the first inning. And it's good to see A.J. getting back into the ball game here out in center field, making his first start of the summer. Out in the outfield, giving Christian Bauman a little night off here after playing in game 1. Haven't seen Wenrich out in center field yet this season. Saw a man out there during the inner squad. I was back. The players came first to Auburn for that first week as the first pitch fastball catches the outside corner for a called strike 1. Lefty-lefty matchup with Chad Falcon doing the extra hitting tonight. And the 0-1 in the dirt for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Doubledays right now 4-4 on the summer. Batavia Muckdogs at 5-3. 1-1. Swing. Ground ball to the left side. Mason's got it on a hop. Sets his feet. High throw. Good reach, though, by Garrett Prosper. And there's a ground out for out number 2. 5-3 on the put out. Now I'll bring up Anthony Calabro.
Center fielder number 18, Anthony Calabro.
Well, Calabro, he played in the game earlier this afternoon. That one went 1 for 2. Hit by pitch, flew out to right. Base hit, stolen base, and then a walk in the 6th inning. Good breaking ball catches the inner edge for a called strike one. So Holcomb able to work in a good slider early on. Two-way, bottom half of the first inning. Doubledays will see these Muckdogs once again tomorrow as a high fly ball out to right field. Going back is Roldan, still working. Makes his way shy of the warning track, puts the squeeze on it, and that will retire the side. Down go 1, 2, 3. Go the Muckdogs. We go now to the top half of the second inning. Our score, both ball clubs sitting with a 0 on the scoreboard.
Concession stand for hot dogs, hamburgers, Figueroa's pizza, nachos, popcorn, and so much more. Drinks include ice cold beer, Bully Hill wine, as well as a large assortment of Coca-Cola products available at the main concession stand. Now let's send it down to Johnny Dog for tonight's Batavia Downs Gloozy Toss.
All right, Muckdog fans, I want to hear some noise. I've got 3 koozies. Let's make some noise. Who wants one? Who wants a koozie? Let's show some love. Do we got any Doubledays fans? You're not getting a koozie. I got one more. Let's make some noise. I'm going to do my eyes closed. Who got it? Woo! Thank you to Batavia Downs.
Fans, the Muckdogs would like to thank Oak Orchard Health. Oak Orchard Health offers a wide range of healthcare services to meet your needs. Oak Orchard Health, let's all grow healthier together.
Picking things up here in the top half of the second inning. Both the Doubledays and the Muckdogs knotted at 0-0 here in the early going of game number 2 of our first doubleheader of the season. Remember, we'll be right back at home for our second doubleheader tomorrow versus these same Muckdogs. As Garrett Prosper steps in, first pitch, breaking ball misses upstairs for ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Still a nice cool 65 degrees here in Batavia. So, just happy that all that rain has moved on to greater pastures as the 1-0 misses outside for ball 2, 2-0. We mentioned earlier last inning that this is where the Doubledays need to take advantage. Mentioned Julian Pichardo does not throw a ton of balls, doesn't walk a lot of guys. So if you're going to do some damage, you might as well do it on 2-0, and a fastball swung right back to the screen just behind fastball. 2 balls and a strike. Prosper, Malillo, Winrich. Me the order due up for the Doubledays. Little pause set at the ear. Here's the 2-1. Swing, fly ball left field, or left side rather. This one heads into the crowd. Look out. Nobody brought their glove down the third base line. And a little kid will make their way out with a new souvenir baseball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out here in the top half of the second inning. Prosper digs himself back into the box, waving the gray and black bat back and forth over the ear. Pichardo set. High set at the ear, the 2-2. Swing, fly ball, left center field. Going back on it is Colabro. He's there, puts the squeeze on it, and there's one away here in the top half of the second inning. When we return home, it is a firework night. We head back to Falcon Park. Doubleheader. Game 1 will start at 5 o'clock. Gates open at 4. And just like tonight, couple of minutes in between both those games, and the Doubledays will play 2 games. And then after game 2, after the conclusion of the final out, fireworks will light up the Auburn sky. We hope to see you there as a fastball misses outside. Ball 1 to Christian Malillo. Malillo 1 for 1 in game 1. And reached on a hit by a pitch after his single. Swings through a good fastball on the outside corner. And the count will even up at a ball and a strike apiece. Malillo, the switch hitter, batting from the left side. As the 1-1 pitch comes in, swinging a foul, sending back over our heads, and another run for the baseball. And a ball and 2 strikes. Lights are standing tall right overhead, beaming light down to the field of play. Still have plenty of natural daylight, but as precautionary, just get those lights on right away. Ball and 2 strikes, 2 away. Pause, here's the 1-2. Swing and a foul tip into the glove of Bryce Mortellaro. 2 away, and that will bring up A.J. Wenrich.
Batting 7th, center fielder number 3, A.J. Wenrich.
I would love to see this guy get going. A.J. Wenrich has been a very slow start to the season so far, batting .063. Just 1 hit on the summer so far. But he's got so much power. We're just waiting for something to connect and click for him as the first pitch swinging strike comes up empty on a slider, 0-1. Would just love to see this guy get rolling, and as soon as he does, man, you just got to look out. He's a great outfielder, first of all, and he can hit too. We've seen the power in batting practice and had a pretty good season in the spring. Just hasn't translated yet as a 0-1 fastball misses off the inside corner for ball 1, 1-1. Then when he gets high, just got to watch out. Could be easily one of the best outfielders in the league. Here's a 1-1. Good slider catches the outer edge. Little head shake. Wenrich got some pine tar from the top part of the bat. Little tap of the helmet, digs himself in. That's the battle 1-2 against Pichardo. 2 away here in the top half of the inning. Catcher Mortellaro sets up outside. The 1-2. Swing and a foul tip into the glove of Mortellaro, and that will retire the side. Doubledays go down in order 1, 2, 3 in the second. We know the bottom half of the inning. Our score, the Doubledays 0 and the Muckdogs 0.
Batavia Community Schools Foundation. Make sure to stop by their table located in the concourse to get your tickets. And be sure to stop by the community schools table to win a chance on a 20-inch bike, gift card, or a book bag full of school supplies for next year. All prizes will be awarded tomorrow at the Interactive Health Fest at Robert Morris from 9 to 1. Now let's send it down to Johnny Dog for tonight's Max Pies promotion.
All right, fans, I've got Kate Weatherby and Braden Winters. They're going to sit down on our Max Pies furniture. Let's give them a round of applause. Thanks to Kate and Braden for sitting with Max Pies.
Fans, we'd like to thank everyone for coming out to the park this evening. And remember that a Muckdog game is a great way to bring your group together, whether it's a school, church, business, or youth sports organization. The Muckdogs are also able to offer great picnic options for your organization or business. So reserve your group today by calling the Muckdog office 585-524-2260. And as always, go Dogs!
And picking things up here in the bottom half of the second inning. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 due up for the Muckdogs. Adam Agresti digs in against Holcomb, the left-hander. 1, 2, 3 went the Muckdogs in the first inning. A fly out, ground out, and another fly out. Retire the side quickly. Good start after tough first inning in last ball game as the first pitch misses outside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Gresty doing the DHing tonight as the 1-0 pitch from Huxley Holcomb is a foul ball sent down the first base side out of play over the Doubledays dugout. Back-to-back games for Agreski doing the DHing. Hit a sacrifice fly back in the first inning. Base hit, run scored, and a fly out to the left fielder. As a ground ball sent to Carson Gross. On the run, sets his feet, throws a strike over to Garrett Prosper at first, and there's one away for the Muckdogs here in the bottom half of the second inning. Joey Martinez doing the third base coaching, and Thomas Eaton doing the first base coaching. As that'll bring up the second baseman, Giuseppe Alcuri. Alcuri, he was doing playing third base last game. Now he's at second base tonight. As the first pitch from Holcomb is a swing and a miss at a fastball at the eyes. So that'll be his spots to hit here. Said tall and lanky at 6'5". Just can be able to get down the mound really well and just have that really good release. Here's the 0-1. Fastball runs on the inside corner for a called strike 2. And Holcomb has his man right where he wants him. One away, bottom half of the second inning. Holcomb comes set. Gives the old school whirl and twirl to pitch. Swing and a foul back right to us into the netting. We'll try it again at 0-2. As I mentioned, this is only Holcomb's second appearance as a Doubleday. This is his first official start. 3 innings in relief against the Elmira Pioneers back last Saturday. Tough 3-2 loss in extra innings. The 0-2 pitch on the way. Good slider missing in the dirt for ball 1, 1-2. Couldn't get Arcuri to chase. Infield playing pretty much straight up. Mason and Prosper holding the lines over at first and third base. Gross and Woolley up the middle. Pitch. Swing and a foul right back to the screen. Just a little tardy on an inside fastball, so we'll try it again at a ball and 2 strikes. Christian Melillo out in straightaway left field. A.J. Wenrich shading a little more to the pull side of Arcuri. And Tommy Roldan straight up in right. As we mentioned, 325 down the left field line and the right field line. 400 to straightaway center field. Holcomb set. Here comes the 1-2 pitch on the way home. Check swing and a foul ball down the first base line. Right to the first base coach, Thomas Eaton. I mentioned that all that rain in the area has really softened up the field. We were taking a walk around the infield and the outfield. It was a really, really, really soft playing surface. Already is with a natural surface as a foul ball sent down the right side out of play. Plenty of lips, though, on this infield. This place did used to be a part of the New York Penn League, so it was, it's still very well maintained. But there's a couple of really interesting configurations on this infield grass to the dirt. Infielder is going to have to pay a little more attention than normal. 1-2. Swing and another foul ball. This one off the shoe tops of Arcuri. So he's going to take a little walk to shake it off as Jake Bolin collects the baseball, hands it right back to Holcomb. Still waiting for that second game out in Omaha to get started. Number 7 Virginia versus number 2 Florida in that first bracket of games for the College World Series. The 1-2, swing and a fly ball down the right side. Prosper giving a chase, but it's headed for the play area down near the Doubledays clubhouse. So we'll try it again at a ball and 2 strikes, and a really good at-bat both from Holcomb and Arcuri. Been battling here. Ball and 2 strikes, 1 away. We'll try it once again. Holcomb, the windup, the kick. Swing and a miss. Finally fades away. A changeup on the outside corner. Throws a little magic trick into that one, and there's 2 away now. First strikeout of the ball game for Holcomb. And that will bring up the left fielder, Matt DiStefano. I think we found our most interesting bat of the 2023 season. Bright cherry red. As the first pitch from Holcomb is a fastball that runs off the outer edge for ball 1. Now, normally we've seen most of the players using natural colors, black, gray, kind of seeing it all. This is our first red bat of the season. 1-0. Good fastball catches the lower outside corner for a strike, 1-1. Now, normally there's a certain bat color code that Major League Baseball intends players on using. Obviously, in the college leagues, it works a little different as a fastball gets cut on and missed for 1 and 2. There's only one weekend out of the year that used to be the Players' Weekend. That was back when MLB allowed players to take away all of those rules and regulations and let players customize fully. The 1-2, foul tip into the glove of Bolin for strike 3, and that will retire the side. Holcomb gets 2 strikeouts in the inning, and 1-2-3 go the Muckdogs. We go now to the top half of the 3rd inning. Doubledays 0 and the Muckdogs 0.
Did you know Community Schools has the first ever family-friendly community events calendar? They're putting everything they hear about on a calendar for the public to access. Check out the events calendar on the Batavia School District's website. And now let's send it down to Johnny Dog for tonight's TF Browns trivia.
All right, Muckdog fans, I've got Cheryl Kowalik. She's worked with the Batavia Blue Devils for 3 years, and it's perfect because our TF Brown trivia questions with the Batavia schools. All right, so the question is, Batavia's track team sent a school-high amount of runners to state championships this year. How many did they send? Was it A, 4 runners? Was it B, 8 runners? Or was it C, 7 runners? What do we think, Cheryl?
I think it's B8.
Cheryl thinks it's B8. That answer is correct. They said 8 runners. Thank you to TF Browns.
Picking things up here in the top half of the 3rd inning. Still looking at a 0 on the scoreboard for both ball clubs, as we've got ourselves a nice little pitcher's action here in tonight's ball game. Julian Pichardo back out on the mound. Doubledays sent up 4 in the 1st inning, but only able to muster 3 in the 2nd. Jake Bolin, batting 8th, will lead things off. Catcher for the Doubledays out of Villanova. Joining teammate Michael Woolley on deck. The first pitch. Swing, ground ball over to the left side of the infield. Getting it on the run, Lopez sets his feet, fires a strike across the diamond. And there's 1 away on the Doubledays here in the top half of the 3rd. I'll bring up Michael Woolley, the second baseman tonight. Played 3rd base in game 1. Went 0 for 1 in that one on the season so far for Woolley, batting .294, 5 hits, 2 doubles. 3 RBIs, 4 walks, and has stolen a base. Hopefully he can get on and see if that aggressive base running can come back here as the first pitch fastball runs up above the letters for ball 1, 1 ball, and no strike. Bottom part of the order, 8, 9, and 10 due up. Rather now 9, 10, and 1. The 1-0. That good slider catches the outer edge for a called strike, 1-1. And those gray skies starting to become a little more apparent as the night sky starts to turn a little bit darker here in Batavia. Here's the 1-1. Slider, that one catches all the outside for a called strike 2. Ball and 2 strikes now. Always going to need a battle back here and see what he can work out here. Pichardo set. Woolley rocking the bat back and forth. Here's the 1-2. Overthrew a fastball into the dirt for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. This outfield once again really shading in on these Doubledays hitters. Right fielder Josh Leadham playing pretty much almost in between second and first base. Pichardo's pause at 2-2. Slider catches the inside batter's box. Woolley had to slide out of the way. Now works a full count at 3-2. James Mason, the third baseman, awaits on deck. Woolley has a good understanding of the strike zone. Really good aggressive hitter. Just aggressive player in general. Doesn't go down hacking too often, as without a battle at least, as he sends one foul down the first base side out of play. You just got to play a game here. You versus the pitcher here at 3-2. See how long you could last. See how many waste pitches you can make him throw. See if you can chase that starter out of the game early, especially in a 7-inning setting. Here's the 3-2. Up and inside, and just like that, Michael Woolley works a hit by a pitch. And there you go. There's that little hitter versus pitcher that we were just mentioning. And see if you just keep battling, see foul balls away. Pitcher makes a mistake, runs one up and inside, and just like that, you get a runner on first with one away. And I'll bring up James Mason. So a one-out base runner. Mason 2 for 6 so far this summer, playing in his 3rd game of the season with a walk as well. Right-hander out of Clarkston. Little pause. First pitch. First pitch swinging, sending it foul out of play down the first base side. No balls and a strike. Now we mentioned Woolley's aggressive base running, but let's see what Pichardo has been able to do a pretty good job marrying his looks and times. Woolley, a smart base runner, see if he can get a good jump on. Mortellaro, pretty good arm behind the plate as first move over to first base. And back in standing is Woolley. Lucas Lopez and Gillespie Alcurry not playing in traditional double play depth, with Lopez, the shortstop, playing well off that second base bag. Woolley, good lead at first. 0-1. Off the inside corner, maybe a little breaking ball, a little wrinkle on a slider. Count evens up at a ball and a strike. Woolley sets his lead over at first base. Top of the order for the Doubledays next with Carson Gross on deck. Little pause. The pitch. Swing, line drive, and it kicks off the glove of the diving Lopez into center field. So James Mason finds the barrel and gets the Doubledays in the hit column with a single. Puts runners at first and second for Carson Gross. And we were just mentioning Lopez playing off that second base bag more into the 6-hole. Has to take a step and a dive to his glove hand side. He's able to knock down the ball enough to keep Woolley aboard at second base instead of him wheeling around to third base. And really, pretty much both sides really kind of catch a break on that end. The Muckdogs catch a break because that ball didn't ricochet anywhere different, and Michael Woolley might be standing on third base. And for the Doubledays, Lopez doesn't field it cleanly, and they got 2 runners on here in the top half of the 3rd inning. Carson Gross steps in. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Was able to work a full count, though. The first pitch. Fastball runs off the outside corner for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Doubledays looking to get their first run of the day. Second time they have a runner in scoring position here with Woolley at second base. Gets his lead. Lopez in his back pocket. Now evacuates. Couple of looks. The pitch. That one catches the outer edge for a called strike. 1-1. Logan Matson letting runner at first base. James Mason know where that first baseman's playing, right in his left back pocket. Middle infielders working Woolley at second base. Good lead. The 1-1. Swing, line drive into center field, hanging up, and it falls in. And just like that, you had a break, and you lose it just on a tough line drive to center field. That line drive was hanging up just a little too much. Michael Woolley didn't know if the center fielder, Anthony Caballero, would have had a play on it. Instead, he goes to retreat back to the second base bag. The ball falls in. And he turned a base hit into a fielder's choice, 8-6-5.
Extra hitter number 29, Hazel Martinez.
So Woolley cut down from the bases. Runners at first and second. Mason moves up to second. Carson Gross over at first base for Hazel Martinez. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. In the dirt, and it doesn't get away far enough. Both runners retreat quickly back to their bags. Good stop behind the plate by Bryce Mortellaro. Oh, this inning looked like it was having some pretty good life to it. Hit by a pitch and then the single. Then was looking like another single. And a tough break for Auburn. Ball and a strike. Runners get their leads. The 1-0. Outside, misses ball 2 to Hazel Martinez. And like we mentioned, now Pichardo starting to fall behind hitters early on, leaving hittable pitches out over the plate. Had no walks entering into this ball game. Had a walk and a hit by a pitch. 2-0. Swing, high fly ball out to left center field. Going back on it is Lopez. Matt DeFestino puts it away to retire the side. The Doubledays work something on offense but can't put them anywhere else. We now go to the bottom half of the third inning. Our score, the Muckdogs nothing and the Doubledays nothing.
A 7-inning game. Let's send it down now to Johnny Dog for tonight's Turnbull Veteran recognition.
All right, Muckdogs fans, I've got James Sturgeon. He's actually from Batavia, visiting here from Missouri, served for 4 years in Vietnam, in the Army from 1968 to 1972. Let's stand up, let's give him a nice round of applause.
Fans throughout the season, we will continue to recognize military heroes during an in-stand ceremony. If you know a military member who you feel should be recognized, contact the Muckdog office, 585-524-2260.
And welcome back to Dwyer Stadium here in Batavia. The Doubledays and the Muckdogs in a little bit of a stalemate, nothing so far as we enter the bottom half of the third inning. Let's take a look around the rest of the league. More specifically, let's take a look around the Western Division as the Elmira Pioneers currently trailing 1-0 over the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. That's the only game other than us happening in the West, as the Niagara Power versus the Geneva Red Wings has been postponed. Most likely rain has hit the Geneva area. As the first pitch, fastball is a swing and a miss, and 0-1 the count. Huxley Holcomb back out for another inning of work as the 0-1 misses outside for ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. A very tale of 2 different games here so far, as game 1, Doubledays were already trailing by this point. Both teams struggling to get something started on offense here, as it's still early, bottom of the third inning. But like we mentioned, 7-inning games, you're kind of already in the middle innings. 2-1. Swinging a foul off the netting by the Auburn dugout. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Looking to escape with a split here on the road. Take this series back home to Auburn tomorrow for a doubleheader. Quick turnaround once again for these guys. Here comes the 2-2 from Holcomb. Swing and a fly ball, foul ball down the right field side. So we'll try it again at 2-2. Holcomb, 2 strikeouts in this one so far, with Sean Ladd leading things off. 7, 8, 9 due up for the Muckdogs. Holcomb gets his sign from Bolin. Sets up low and away. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Check swing, no swing, as ball falls into the dirt. And so Holcomb's going to have to find a way to get himself back into a 3-2 count and see if he can put away his man in Ladd. Here comes the 3-2 pitch on the way, and a fastball taken off the edge for ball 4, a lead-off walk. Puts a runner aboard for the third baseman, Victor Alani.
Third baseman number 24, Victor Alani.
First walk surrendered by Holcomb as Victor Alani digs in, as first pitch fastball runs arm side outside for ball 1, 1-0. Fair amount of right-handers in this Batavia lineup. And the matchup here versus the left-hander Holcomb. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Good fastball running in for swinging strike one. Lights in full effect now here on the playing surface. The 1-1. Taken on the outer edge for a called strike two. Little knee buckle from Alonji. Didn't agree with the call. Digs himself back into the box. Holcomb working from the set for the first time tonight. Quick pitch to the plate. And that looked very similar to the previous strike. It's taken for ball 2, 2-2. Holcomb navy blue arm sleeves. Mid-high socks with the stirrups. Looks in, the 2-2. Swinging a foul ball out of play over our heads and out into the parking lot once again. Healthy crowd on hand here for firework night inside Dwyer Stadium. Hopefully we see a crowd very similar to this back home tomorrow night. Doubleheader, game 1 starts at 5, game 2 around 30 minutes after game 1. The 2-2. Slider gets away from Holcomb, backs up. And the runner will move into scoring position here with nobody out. And now back-to-back 3-2 counts for the Doubledays southpaw. A couple of Doubledays pitchers starting to loosen up in the bullpen. A couple of Muckdog relievers starting to make their way into the bullpen. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Runner at second base. Holcomb looking to avoid back-to-back walks. Takes a look. Here's the 3-2. Swing, fly ball, right field down the line. Going back is Prosper near the retaining wall. Can't make the catch as he avoids collisioning with the field tarp down the right field line. And so we'll try it again at 3-2. Well, when we first got to the stadium, that tarp that is down the right field line right now was completely sprawled out on the field, trying to ward away any of that rain that came through overnight and into the morning. And what a fantastic job by the field crew here in Batavia, getting this field prepped and ready to go. Only a couple of wet spots. Other than that, this field looks perfect. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at second and led. Here's pitch. Taken in the dirt. Back-to-back walks for Holcomb. And that will bring up Bryce Mortellaro. So runners at first and second here with nobody out. Garrett Prosper makes his way onto the infield grass. James Moore, the third baseman, playing a little more closer to even with the third base bag. Michael Woolley shading more closer to first base, expecting the bunt. There it is. Bunt's popped up. Bolin throws the mask off, but it goes right behind him into the warning track behind the home plate. Pretty much the same dimensions inside Falcon Park, even around home plate area. Well, the dugout seemed to be just a little bit closer to the field here in Batavia. Prosper moves his way in even closer to the home plate. Woolley playing more of that 4-hole. Gross playing at the middle. Bunt gets showed around. And Holcomb will send a swim move over to second base. Carson Gross more up the middle. James Mason now playing at a complete 45-degree angle at third base, getting eyes both on the batter and the runner. Outfield playing straight up and a little more shallow, expecting the bunt. There it is. Squares around. Gets it down to third. Mason's got it on the run. Throws to Woolley covering this first base bag. And the Auburn defense takes care of the first out on a good sacrifice bunt from Bryce Mortellaro. And now will bring up Lucas Lopez, the shortstop, with a run-scoring opportunity. So everyone moves up 90 feet. I'll bring up Lucas Lopez. Corners of the infield for the Doubledays playing a little more in. Carson Gross, Michael Woolley playing deep. The first pitch. Fastball running up towards the eyes for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Lopez batting 10th in the order for Batavia. Top of the order, and Josh Leadham awaits on deck. Good leads by the runners. The 1-0. Taken on the outer edge. Good little arm side run. Fastball catches the corner for a called strike. 1-1. All the Doubledays players sitting on the railing of the dugout along with both the Batavia Muckdogs. Here's the 1-1. Swing, fly ball, right field. That is going to get down in front of Roldan. He's got it on a hop. Sends a strike to the cutoff man, Prosper. And an RBI single by Lucas Lopez, and that is our first score of the day. It is 1-0 Muck Dogs here in the bottom half of the third.
Hey, fan, guess what? Your Muck Dogs are on the scoreboard.
Now bring up Josh Leadham, the leadoff man.
Gets back to the top of the Muck Dog order in the right field, number 16, Josh Leadham.
Leadham 0 for 1, flew out to center his first time up. Runners at the corners, good speed aboard. A little pause, couple of looks at set. Pitch. Swing, pop up, right field. Roldan has a really good arm. Let's see if they'll test him. Catch is made. Runner tags. Throw the plates on time. The tag applied, and it's in time to get him. Tommy Roldan unleashes a cannon from right field to retire the side. The Muck Dogs get on the board first, but Tommy Roldan cuts the runner down. We go to the top of the fourth. Our score, Batavia up 1-0.
Let's send it down to Johnny Dog for, guess what? Take me out to the ball game.
All right, fans, I've got a couple special guests. They're going to help me sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Let's get it started. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care. I ever get back. Root for Muck Dogs. They know when it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3, stretch your ass. Oh, yeah. Let's give them a round of applause. Thanks, guys.
Well, I have to admit, you're getting a little better. Right fielder, number 28, Tommy Roldan.
And welcome back here to Batavia as the Muck Dogs have a 1-0 lead. And it would have been 2-0 if it wasn't for the man at the plate, Tommy Roldan, with a beautiful outfield assist, catching a fly ball medium deep right field and sending an absolute missile to home plate to Jake Bolin, puts the tag on. And quickly it could have been 2-0. Instead, it is 1-0, and a double play was able to get out of the jam in the third inning. Roldan takes a look at a first pitch fastball on the outer edge for ball 1 ball, and no strikes. Rather 0-1 the count as the fastball was there. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. A deceptive changeup gets Roldan spinning like a top. No balls and 2 strikes to the Doubledays right fielder. Walk back in the first inning. Roldan was able to work a 0-2 to a bases loaded. The 0-2. Swing and a foul right back to us at the screen. And we'll try it again at no balls and 2 strikes. Bobby Stang awaits on deck, hopefully for Roldan to get on base. Middle of the order here. The top of the fourth as a slider misses up and away for ball 1 ball and 2 strikes. Julian Pichardo throwing quite a bit of pitches here. Despite seeing those zeros on the scoreboard, 1 hit for both sides. Pichardo's been really having to work a lot as he takes a step off the rubber. Resets the whole infield and resets the catcher in Bryce Motolaro. Sends his signs back in, and he gets a nod. Pichardo, he comes set. Roldan set in the box. Big wide stance. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a half swing. A good slider runs the top of the zone for strike 3. 1 away, and that will bring up Bobby Stang.
Designated hitter number 30, Bobby Stang.
4th strikeout in this one so far for Julian Pichardo. Has a 1-0 lead. Bobby Stang now leads. Gets his chance with 1 away. We'll pause as the first pitch is a fastball that is at the letters for a called strike 1 on Stang. No balls and a strike, 1 away for the Doubledays. For the 0-1 sent in the air to right center field. That's going to split the gap. And Bobby Stang takes a round at first base, but up with the ball is Josh Leadham. Sends the throw into the cutoff man, and Bobby Stang gets a 1-out knock, and that will bring up Garrett Prosper. There's just been some guys in this order that you can't keep off the bases. Bobby Stang's one of them. Just sees a fastball over the heart of the plate and just sends a base hit into right center field. Hit it where it's pitched, middle away. Just serve it right into right center. Get the Doubledays offense rolling here with 1 away. Garrett Prosper. 0 for 1, a fly out as a first pitch slider catches the heart of the plate for a called strike 1. Prosper was 0 for 2 in game 1. Entered into this ball game batting .300 with 6 hits, one of those being a double. Does lead the Doubledays in walks with 6. Healthy lead over there by Bobby Stang. The pitch. Now fastball's taken on the outer edge for a called strike 2. Prosper needs a battle deep here. Well, we've seen that from the Doubledays offense so far. Even though they do go down 0-2 early, they were able to work a count here. Prosper's been really good at working counts so far this season as well. High target set by the catcher. Long pause, the pitch. Swing, ground ball right to the first baseman. Ladd sends a throw to second for 1. The relay around the corner, and Pichardo late to the bag. So a fielder's choice gets a runner out at second. They get the lead out. 2 away, that will bring up Christian Malillo.
Left fielder number 12, Christian Malillo.
So Bobby Stang cut down on the bases. He's the second out retired. And Christian Malillo digs himself back into the box. With 2 away, Prosper throws on the right oven mitt, and he gets his lead. Pichardo set at the ear. High stance from him. The first pitch. Off the outer edge for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, Malillo went 1 for 1 in game 1. Struck out back in the bottom half of the second inning. Switch hitter batting left. A little hunched over in his stance. Hands just beyond his shoulders. Pitch. That fastball hits the umpire. Doesn't even catch the glove of the catcher, Mortellaro. Still is able to work a strike out of that somehow. Pichardo, he's set at the rubber. Takes a look over at Prosper. Short lead at first. Malillo set in the box. Little bend at the knees. Couple looks and a nod. A throw over to first. Back in with a dive is Prosper. Doesn't have a stolen base on the year, but has been caught stealing once. Malillo out of the great state of Texas, a native of Houston. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. A really good changeup that falls right off the table. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Pichardo flirting with strikeout number 5. Malillo chokes up on the bat, moves up a little closer in the box. Good lead. The pitch. In the dirt, Prosper holds back. Throw goes over to first base. Sean Ladd takes a little baby hop and corrals that ball back in. Count evens up to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Still a nice crowd on hand here on Friday night. Firework night here at the ballpark. Malillo back in the box, ready to go. Pichardo set. Takes a look over at Prosper. Deals the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Gets fastball number 5 with a little twirl. And that will retire the Doubledays. They get a runner on first, but leave him stranded there. We go now to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Our score, the Doubledays 0 and the Muckdogs 1.
fundraisers tailored to your group needs. For all group info, please contact the Muckdog office at 585-524-2260 and reserve your package. Today, let's send it down to Johnny Dog. All right, fans, in honor of our Batavia Blue Devils night, I got a list of retired teachers that sadly couldn't make it to our game tonight. So I'm going to shout out there, and if we could get some round of applauses for them, that would be great. Frank Ferry, Amy Hathaway, Susan Reichenberg, Evelyn Oliver, Brenda Sheplin, Sue Buckley, Paul Miller, and Susan Lang. Let's give them a round of applause for teaching and retiring this year.
And picking things up here in the bottom half of the fourth inning, Doubledays currently trail the Muckdogs 1-0 early on. It'll be 2, 3, and 4. Chad Falcon, Anthony Calbro, and Adam Agresti. 2, 3, and 4 due up for Batavia here against Huxley Holcomb. The left-hander back out for another inning of work. Looking to get his ball club back into that dugout and see if they can work something on offense. They've been flirting a little bit as a line drive served into left field right in front of Melillo, able to stick out the glove and just keep that baseball in front of him after a first pitch leadoff single by Chad Falcon. Here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Now we'll bring up Anthony Calabro.
Center fielder number 18, Anthony Calabro.
Calabro 0 for 1 in this one. Flew out to right his first time up. Now Holcomb's going to have to work around a leadoff single. Getting his lead over there at first base. Little pause. Takes a look back in. The pitch. Swing and a foul right back to the screen. 0-1. Find a way to split the series. Send it back to Auburn. Hopefully at a 1-1 series draw. It's hard to sweep 4-game sets. Ask anybody in the game right now. As a move over to first base. Back in standing is Falcon. Find a way to split game 2 and then take it back home to your turf and get the home crowd behind you. The 0-1. Swing, fly ball. Center field, Wenrich going back arm side. Puts it away in retreat. Sends a throw back to the cutoff man, 1 away. I'll bring up Adam Agresti. Well, for Batavia so far this season, they have just been able to take care of business at home. Entering into game 1, they were 3-1 at home, 1-2 on the road. Now 4-1 at home, 1-2 still on the road. So no place like home for the Batavia Muckdogs as a first pitch slider in the dirt. Corralled by Bolin. Well, the Doubledays, majority of the time, have been playing a lot better on the road than they have at home. A little interesting, little bit of information so far this season, as plenty of time to turn that around, as I don't know, there's been so much time between each game, it feels like, as a fastball runs off the outer edge. Ball 2-0. So much time between games for Auburn. It's been hard for them to get into a little bit of a groove, and well, for Batavia, it's a little bit of the same deal. Both of these teams ending up at the same record going into game 1. Auburn looking to find their feet here this summer, as a really ugly swing coming from Adam Agresti, a high inside fastball, almost looking like he was dodging it instead of swinging the bat. Takes a step out, recollects himself, grabs the jersey, tucks the helmet, taps the plate, digs himself back in. Holcomb ready on the rubber. Takes a couple of looks at the runner, the 2-1. Fastball runs off the outer edge for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike now. Falcon, the runner aboard at first base. He got on with a leadoff single to begin the inning. Auburn was able to escape the bottom half of the third inning, only surrendering 1. 3-1. Taken down low for ball 4. Another walk from Holcomb. Walk number 3 so far, and Ben Julian's out of the dugout, just walking around the rest of the dugout. No action yet in the bullpen for the Doubledays. They do have all their relievers down the right field line, just waiting for the call. 2 on for the second baseman, Giuseppe Arcuri. Pitch, swing, fly ball, center field. Wenrich doesn't have to move very far. Makes the catch. Runners retreat back to their bags. And there are 2 away now here in the bottom of the 4th. Second time Wenrich has had to go find a fly ball today, and he's been quite busy this afternoon so far, rather this evening. So I'll bring up Matt DeStefano. Strikeout victim back in the second inning. Holcomb's second strikeout. Hasn't recorded one since then. Has a couple of guys on the ropes. No balls, no strikes, 2 away. As the first pitch is a fastball that's fouled back to the screen. Aggressive swings here. Second time through the order for the Muckdogs. Doubledays defense playing straight away out in the outfield. Malillo, Wenrich, and Roldan playing straight up in the infield as well. Michael Woolley playing closer to that second base bag. Now retreats. The pitch. Fastball runs off the outer edge for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Cornell's going to get a pretty good starter here. And Huxley Holcomb. Pause. Takes a look in. Here's the 1-1. Fouled right back to the screen for a ball and 2 strikes. And let's see if Holcomb can put away DeStefano and get the Doubledays back to the bats. We're starting to see some of that offense starting to slowly work its way into this ball game. All it takes is a couple of knocks here and there. And you've got yourselves a ball game here. 1-0 our score. Batavia lead here in the early going. Holcomb looks for a sign from Bolin. Couple of shakes and then a nod. Comes set the belt. Runners take their leads. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Swinging a ground ball over to third. Mason's got it. On the run, high throw. And it is in time to get DeStefano hustling down the first base line. We'll go now to the top half of the 5th inning. Doubledays looking for something on offense. It is 1-0 Batavia.
Fans, make sure you visit the concession stand for hot dogs, hamburgers, pizza, nachos, popcorn, and so much more. Drinks include ice cold beer, Bully Hill wine, as well as a large assortment of Coca-Cola products, all available at the main concession stand. Now let's send it down to Johnny Dog.
All right, fans, I've got the TV family here looking for tickets for next Sunday's game, courtesy of O'Lacey's. Let's give them a round of applause.
Fans, down to the 5th inning, leading off for Auburn. Center fielder number 3, A.J. Wenrich.
And apologies for that slight delay. Another camera malfunction, but we're back and rolling here inside Dwyer Stadium as A.J. Wenrich is quickly down in an 0-2 hole to begin his at-bat. Here in the top half of the 5th inning, Batavia currently up 1-0 over the Doubledays. Julian Pichardo back out for another inning of work as the 0-2 pitch to Wenrich is swung and fouled back above our heads out of play. No balls and 2 strikes to the Doubledays center fielder. Wenrich, Bowl, and Woolley, 7, 8, 9 due up for Auburn. Anything to get some offense going against Julian Pichardo. Couple of left-handers start to get loose in the bullpen for the Muckdogs. As a ground ball sent into the 6 hole. Going up with it is Aljani. The throw is high and still ending up on the bag is Sean Ladd, having to jump up and lands on the bag in time. As that'll bring up Jake Bolin now. He's 0 for 1, ground out to short his first time up. Doubledays looking just for any sort of break to go their way here in game 2. Here's the first pitch. Swing, ground ball, and ooh, look out into the dugout. That foul ball was showing some teeth. Bolin walks his way out before digging himself back in. Jake Bolin, freshman catcher out of Villanova, sends a line drive foul down the third base side just past the outstretched arm of Ben Julian. And the count goes to no balls and 2 strikes. Bolin digs himself back in against Pichardo. Long wait, comes set at the ear. Takes set the pitch. Swing and a foul tip into the glove of Mortellaro. Another strikeout, make that number 6 on the evening so far. 2 quick outs, and I'll bring up Michael Woolley back up. Woolley hit by pitch his first time up. We'll see if he can start something with 2 away. As the first pitch is a slider that catches all the plate for a called strike 1. Look for something to get the Doubledays offense back on its feet. 0-1, good changeup has Woolley out in front, 0-2. Well, there hasn't been any team really at this point that has been able to silence the offense that the Doubledays have provided so far this season, and well, it's been an interesting game so far in these past few ones. The 0-2. Swing and excuse me swing over to first base. Up with the ball is Ladd, and he takes it himself to the bag, and the Doubledays are retired in order. We'll go now to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Our score, the Batavia Muckdogs still up 1-0.
Batavia High School student renamed it the Heart of Kindness Center. Come visit the center and see all of the items we have for free: food, clothing, hygiene products, and more. Any Batavia child or family who needs assistance, they can help. Contact Community Schools for an appointment. Now let's send it down to Johnny Dog.
All right, fans, I've got my M&T student in the game here. I've got Abigail. She goes to school at Oakfield, Alabama. She's going into 6th grade. She just graduated elementary school today. She won the Triple C Award, which is for commitment, courage, and character. Let's give her a nice round of applause.
All right, any fans 12 and under, please report to the third baseline for the Grand Corporation Kids Run. After the 5th inning ends, all kids will be able to run the bases before the 6th inning starts. So please report to the third base side by the Grand Corporation sign if you'd like to participate. And fans, this is just a reminder that this is a 7-inning game, with fireworks to follow. Leading off for Batavia in the bottom of the 5th inning, first baseman number 25, Sean Ladd.
And we're picking things up here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Auburn still looking at a 0 in the run column as Batavia has a slim 1-0 lead in this pitcher's duel as Huxley Holcomb back out for another inning of work. But he might be on a shorter lease as Michael Sills is starting to throw in the Doubledays bullpen as a first pitch is in there for a swinging strike 1 on Sean Ladd. Well, the Muckdogs were able to put some traffic on the bases, but Holcomb and company were able to keep him at bay as a little flip shot down the right field line for a base hit. Ladd taking a good turnaround first as Tommy Roldan corrals this one back in. And just like that, Batavia has the leadoff man on with nobody out for Victor Alani.
Tonight's Tully Zitman, third baseman number 24.
Alani walked his first time up. Later made his way around to third base and then was cut down by Tommy Roldan in right on what would have been a sacrifice fly. Squares around and pulls the bunt back. But a first pitch strike is called on the outer edge. So Holcomb gets a little bit more of a gift from the home plate umpire. Runner at first, squares around again. This one gets put down, but it is foul. And so we'll try it now at 0-2. Alonji squared around to put one down. Pulled it back. A first pitch strike was called and just dropped one right in front of home plate. Doubledays infield playing just a little more shallow, but most likely won't be squaring around here with 2 strikes. Holcomb set, pitch. Swing and a pop-up foul over the Auburn Doubledays dugout into the main concourse. No balls, 2 strikes, runner aboard, and Sean Ladd reached on a poked single down the right field line. Holcomb set at the belt, takes a look in. Here's the 0-2 pitch on the way, swing and a fly ball. And for strike 3, never mind. It looked like he made contact. Disappearing slider off the outer edge. Strikeout number 3 so far for Holcomb. 1 away, and that'll bring up Bryce Mortellaro. Holcomb takes a look in. Here's the first pitch. Fastball runs off the outer edge for a ball 1, 1-0. Now a right-hander is starting to get loose in the Batavia bullpen. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Fastball running above the hands. Gets a swinging strike from Mortellaro. And a sacrifice bunt back in the 2nd inning. That was to set up the RBI single by Lucas Lopez on deck. Pitch. Swing and a foul right off the tip of the glove of Bolin. Now it goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Well, when we see Holcomb settled in, he has a lot of good things to work with. A really good fastball that has some late arm side run. Has a really whippy slider, especially out of the arm slot that he delivers it from. He's fallen behind a couple of hitters tonight, but other than that, has seen a lot of first pitch strikes. The pitch. Downstairs in the dirt, Bolin picks it and sends the throw back to the mound. Plenty of kids starting to line up down the third base line for the annual Running of the Kids event that will happen in between the 5th and 6th inning. Here's the pitch. In the dirt and stopped by Bolin, keeps it in front of him, and the count rolls to 3-2 now. Outfield playing straight up for Auburn. Malillo playing a little bit more deeper to the right-hander. Wenrich has taken a couple of steps more shallow, and Tom Roldan, I don't think we've ever seen him move any more than he is out in right field. Holcomb set, takes a look at the runner. Little pause. Here's the 3-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a foul back to the screen. So we'll try it again at 3-2. Lucas Lopez due up next. He had the RBI single back in the 2nd inning. That got the Muckdogs on the board. Little pause. 3-2 pitch on the way. Swing, fly ball, foul ball. Prosper will have a look at it, and it will head off to the crowd. Infield shifted more to the pull side of Multalaro. Carson Gross, the shortstop, playing just a hair more into the deeper 6-hole. Michael Woolley shading a little more up the middle close to that second base bag. Wide open 4-hole with Prosper holding the runner on. Long pause. Here's the 3-2 pitch on the way. Swing a ground ball to Woolley. This should be tailor-made. Gross for 1. The relay to Prosper. Good stretch in time. 4-6-3 double play retires the Muckdogs here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. We go to the 6th inning. The Doubledays need to get something started on offense. They are down 1-0.
All right, fans, it's time to release the hounds. It's time for the Grand Corporation Kids Run. Let's give all the kids a big hand. Once again, our thanks to Grand Corporation for sponsoring the ever-popular Batavia Muckdogs Kids Run. Hey fans, this season you can connect with the dogs like never before with exclusive content on all of our social media platforms. Make sure you follow the dogs on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok.
Back up here in the top half of the 6th inning, the Doubledays looking for something to get started. 10, 1, and 2 due up in order. James Mason set to lead off. He's 1 for 1 in this one with a base hit back in the 2nd inning. Rather, that was back in the 3rd inning as the first pitch is a fastball taken on the inner edge for a called strike 1. 0-1 on James Mason. Base hit was just left stranded on the base pass as a slider catches the outer edge for a called strike 2 with a little head shake. The left-hander has back up and throwing in the bullpen for the Muckdogs, and might be a sign of any sort of trouble. They might go to the bullpen as a swing and a fly ball into shallow right field down the line, and that's why Josh Leadham has been playing in. He takes away a parachute base hit, and 1 away for the Doubledays. That will bring up the top of the order in Carson Gross. Gross 0 for 2 in this one, which would have been a base hit back in the 3rd inning. But a tough break for the Doubledays led to an 8-6-5 putout. Strikeout victim back in the first as a first pitch cutter on the outer edge for a called strike 1, 0-1. Like we said, anything just to get this offense rolling for Auburn. You get them started, there might be no end in sight. The 0-1. High outside for ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. And we were entering into game 1 of this doubleheader. Auburn hitting .282 on the season, 20 extra base hits. They still haven't hit a home run yet so far this season. Mostly all of them have been doubles and triples as Carson Gross goes down to a knee to swing at a changeup. And the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes now. 1 away to the shortstop from the University of Northern Colorado. Pichardo comes set at the ear, looks in, the 1-2 pitch on the way, swing and a miss for strike 3. Carson Gross goes down hacking for the second time tonight. 2 away, and that will bring up Hazel Martinez. That's strikeout number 7 in Pichardo's rolling so far here in this one. 2 quick outs here in the 6th inning. Hazel Martinez set in. 0 for 2, a couple of flyouts. Looking to see if he can run into a baseball. The first pitch, change up, taken off the outer edge for a called strike. 1-0-1. Infield shifted fully to the pull side. Pretty much as pull side as you can get. Lucas Lopez, the shortstop, playing nearly behind that second base bag. Plenty of real estate on the left side of the infield as there's a line drive through the right side for a base hit, right where the second baseman, R. Curry, normally would be playing. And Hazel Martinez sneaks a base hit through. So some 2-out offense, and here comes Tommy Roldan. Who else would you want up in this spot right here? Doubledays down a run. Martinez the runner at first base. Roldan the hitter. He is 0 for 1 in this one. A walk back in the first and then struck out back to lead off the 4th. Still looking for his first long ball this summer. Has a couple of extra base hits and doubles. Little pause. Here's the pitch. Slider. That one taken below the knees for ball 1. Pichardo asking if that one is down. Home plate umpire, a little nod of the head. Michael Sills in the Auburn Doubledays bullpen looks like he's ready to go. 1 ball, no strikes. Martinez, the runner at first, takes his lead. The pitch. Swing and a fly ball out to center. Moving under it is, and the Calarbo, he's there, and he puts the squeeze on it, and the Doubledays threat is retired. We go now to the bottom half of the 6th inning. The Doubledays still trail 1-0.
Hey, fans, do you like pizza? Let's send it down to Johnny Dog.
All right, fans, I've got Kevin and Chandler here. They're going to pick left or right on my buddy Chicken Nick here. They're either going to get a Fingerhouse gift card for a free pizza, or they're going to get tickets. What do you think, Chandler, left or right? Is it going to be, are you looking for the pizza, or? Okay, left or right, Chandler?
Left.
All right, he picks left. What does he get? Chicken Nick! He gets the tickets! And our buddy Kevin gets the free pizza! Let's make a round of applause!
Pellegrino Auto Sales. Come find out why they've been chosen Genesee County Chamber of Commerce Business of the Year. Batavia's #1 rated used car dealer, Pearl Street in Batavia. Pellegrino Auto Sales. Fans, your attention please. Now pitching for Auburn, number 7, Michael Sills. Sills now pitching for the Doubledays.
And that closes the books on Huxley Holcomb. Pitched well, 5 innings, gave up 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned, 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. He hands the ball off to his bullpen as Michael Sills enters in for the Doubledays. 0-1 on the summer so far in 1 2/3 innings pitched. Struck out 2, walked none, and has not yet to give up a hit so far in his relief outing. First game was against the Elmira Pioneers back last Saturday on the interesting walk-off, or at least so they say, walk-off sac fly. The runner may have jumped the gun a little early down the third base line. Sills back up on the mound here for the first time. First pitch, fastball runs just off the outside corner for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Sills getting here just a little bit later than the rest of the ball club. Arrived last week early on. The 1-0. Fastball catches the knees on the outer edge for a called strikeout. 1-1. Joining Harrison Campy at Wofford College next year. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one, wow, same pitch, same spot. Must have missed either just a little bit low or a little bit out. 2 balls and a strike now to Lucas Lopez, the leadoff man. 1 for 1 with an RBI single. Started the scoring early. Pitch in the dirt for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike now. Well, Sills is going to have to work out here with the bottom half of the order and the top half looming. Sills takes a look in, gets his sign from Bolin. He comes set. Long pause, a 3-1. Swing and a fly ball down the right field, right of the left field line, and it slices into the pavilion with an overhang. And the count runs full at 3-2. All right, folks, we are back in action at home tomorrow. Doubleheader versus these same Muckdogs. Game 1 at 5, game 2 30 minutes after. The pitch. Swing, fly ball into left field. Molillo doesn't have to move very far. A couple of steps to his right, puts the squeeze on it, and there's one away to begin action here in the bottom half of inning number 6. And the Doubledays will have 3 outs left to see if they can scratch a run across and hopefully extend this ball game and delay the party afterwards. One away, that will bring up Josh Leadham, the leadoff hitter. Playing right field tonight as the first pitch is in there for a called strike 1. Sills out of the right-hand spot, just looking really good so far this summer. Seen nothing but good things out of him. Really important part of the back end of the bullpen as the 0-1, well, maybe a changeup runs in on the hands for ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. Sills working on Leanham. 0 for 2 in this one so far. Swing, ground ball over to third. Mason's got it, but it is a foul ball off the knee, or off the foot of Josh Leadham. And he's the one who hit the fly ball to right field where Tommy rolled on. Just was waiting patiently for a ball to come down and was hoping that the runner would take off, and as per you think, he did. Well, looks like the arm of Tommy Roldan might be put on notice now for the rest of the league. Here's the 1-2. Good slider, wipes out on the outer edge. Good take by Leadham, and a 2-2 count now. Infield shifted to the pull side. Mason pretty much playing the line. Gross more in the 6-hole. Woolley up the middle. Line drive up the middle. Right to Gross. He's got it on a hop. Sends a toss over to Prosper at first. And there are 2 away for the Doubledays here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. I'll bring up Chad Falcon. He's 1 for 2 in this one. A ground out back to third his first time up, and then a base hit to lead off the 4th inning. That was back when the Muckdogs were threatening putting a second run across. Time is called as Falcon wants an extra second here. Takes a step out, readjusts the helmet, digs himself back in. Falcon with the high socks, digs himself in the left-hand batter's box. Sills on the rubber, the pitch. Swing and a miss. A really good changeup has him out in front for a swinging strike 1. Night sky in full effect here with the lights shining bright down onto the playing surface. Traditional grass and dirt compared to Falcon Park's new authentic and, or rather synthetic turf, as slider misses downstairs for ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. And turf didn't really start to become a thing in baseball up until the AstroTurf put inside the 9th wonder of the world as a foul ball over to the left side, out of play. 1-2. Houston Metrodome. Or rather, it's more the Houston Astrodome. Still actually down in Houston. First turf field was placed there, and most of the rest of the dome stadiums took after. 1-2 pitch from Sills. Swing and a miss. A really good changeup gets Falcon swinging, and the Doubledays have some work to do. They have 3 outs left to play with here as we go to the top half of the 7th inning. 1-0 our score. They only need 1. We'll be right back here on the Doubledays Sports Network.
Now let's send it down to Johnny
Muckdogs organization would like to ask you to help keep Dwyer Stadium clean by picking up your trash on the way out of the ballpark, placing it in a receptacle located by each exit of the ballpark. As always, we thank you for your help. Once again, this is a 7-inning game with fireworks to follow.
Last 3 outs to play with for the Doubledays as we begin the top half of the 7th inning here in our Game 2 doubleheader here in Batavia. Bobby Stang, Garrett Prosper, and Christian Malillo. 4, 5, and 6 due up for the Doubledays. As here comes Stang to step in against Julian Pichardo, back out for another inning of work, looking to go the distance as first pitch is in there for a called first strike on Bobby Stang, 0-1. Left-hander is throwing in case Pichardo gets into any danger. Stang looks in. Pichardo set at the rubber. Here's the 0-1 pitch on the way. Breaking ball floats in for a called strike 2. And the Doubledays leadoff hitter down 0-2 early. No balls, 2 strikes. Prosper waits on deck, hopefully for Stang to get on. Little pause, the 0-1. Swing and a miss, a disappearing changeup out of the arm of Julian Pichardo, and there's one away here in the top half of the 7th inning. Now bring up Garrett Prosper. Strikeout number 8 of the ball game. Prosper 0 for 1 in this one, or 0 for 2 with a fielder's choice as he sends a first pitch ground ball over to shortstop. Lopez has it, settles his feet, and sends a strike over to first base. And now the Doubledays are down to their final out here in the 7th inning.
Left fielder number 12, Christian Malillo.
Christian Malillo digs in. Last hope for the Doubledays, and he's K'd twice so far this evening. Looking for better fortunes here with A.J. Wenrich on deck. The first pitch, swing and a foul tip off the glove of Mortellaro, and there's 0-1 with 2 away. Doubleheader tomorrow at home versus these very same Batavia Muckdogs. Game 1 at 5. Gates open promptly at 4:05. Game 2, couple of minutes right after that. Here's the 0-1. Fastball runs upstairs for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Wenrich on deck if it can get to him. Pichardo looks in. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball catches the outer edge, and now the Doubledays are down to their final out. And the crowd here at home starts to get a little more rowdy, and they start to rise up. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Doubledays looking to keep this one alive. Pichardo set. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. A changeup in the dirt. Tag applied. And that will do it. Julian Pichardo goes the distance in 7 innings and shuts down the Doubledays offense. And they walk away from this one with a doubleheader sweep at home. Doubledays drop a tough one. We'll be back here. We'll be back in action tomorrow against these very same Muckdogs for a doubleheader at our place. We'll be back here on the Doubleday Sports Network tomorrow. Game time set for 5:05. We'll see you then around 4:30. For Trevor Curl up here in the booth, we will see you next time on the Doubleday Sports Network. Have a good rest of your Friday evening, and we'll see you